moment. He embraced Madison Square Garden, and he has taken over.
Game on ABC was a statement, and McNutt is there. She's basically got a cot at the Garden now, and she's just hanging out there all the time. Josh Hart in the starting lineup for the Knicks. Doesn't really matter because Jalen Brunson is on fire.
Jalen finished this ball game with 29 points, and it looked bleak at points, but he has just answered the call every time this team has needed him.
All right, Darius Garland kind of single-handedly keeping Cleveland in this one in the third quarter. He would score 23, but R.J. Barrett has come to life for Spike Lee's Knicks. In the last two games, he had 26. Here's more from Brunson. He had 29. Knicks looking to pull away. Donovan Mitchell, Tim Legler, really struggled yesterday.
Yeah, and man, they needed him to be much better than that. And, you know, if you go into the series and you say that Brunson's going to outplay Mitchell through the first 4 games, Cleveland's going to be in big trouble, but that's what's happened.
That was Josh Hart going coast to coast off the Mitchell miss. Mitchell just 11 points in the game yesterday. And then here's Josh Hart with the miracle knocking that one down. He had 19. Here's the dagger here off a Barrett miss. Brunson knocking down the 3. And so Mitchell and the Cavs down 3-1 as they go home off his struggles. Jalen Brunson has been sensational. And again, Monica, for those who don't know, works also for the MSG Network. So you cover the Knicks regularly. You know that team backwards and forwards. And I will say this. They are ahead in this series. They are where they are in this series. And this is not meant to diminish Donovan Mitchell, who I think is a great player. He's the best player in this series, despite the fact that he hasn't necessarily played that way. But the Knicks are on the verge of winning because of the players they didn't trade in order to get him.
Yes, Greeny. Yes, and I cannot wait for 10 o'clock and our brother Stephen A. Smith to acknowledge
You don't have
exactly
to. He'll be here at 9:30. Stephen A. on Get Up 9:30 this morning. We'll say the same thing.
Exactly that. Now, there's a couple things that have happened. Just a quick recap on the Knicks season that I think were very pivotal in terms of developing guys. Mitchell Robinson goes down around late November, December. Isaiah Hartenstein has to step up. His stat line is not impressive, but he had a huge game yesterday. And then when Julius injures his ankle at game 77 and misses the last 5 games, Obi Toppin is allowed to have the runway to get invaluable experience, and he was big last night. But the addition of Josh Hart, the development of Jalen Brunson, and I feel funny about Jalen being in the conversation for most improved because to me it's more like most unlocked. He's had the capability to do that, but this year, clearly in New York, he is the #1 guy, and he has answered the bell.
I actually did vote for him for most improved because despite the fact that he was already a really good player, I don't know that the world knew he could be what he has become, Legs, which is like a true #1 type player on a team that right now is knocking on the door of winning a playoff series.
He has obliterated our expectations of his ceiling.
Yeah.
And I'll be the first. I'll be the first.
Well said.
I'll be the first to admit it.
Yeah.
When he came out, I thought Jalen Brunson's going to be a very nice NBA guard. I didn't know if he'd ever be a starter on a really good team, much less a guy that's averaging 24, 25 points a game, and now has been the best player in his first playoff series with this team on that stage. And that's the one thing I think that we discounted, and maybe we should have paid more attention to it. This guy is built for this. And we should have seen that by the way he played at Villanova. And I remember going out to one of their practices back when he was at Nova, walked into the gym 30 minutes before the coaching staff got in there. Jalen Brunson was running the practice by himself. I've never seen anything like it for a college player. You should have known then. He's made for the moment. He embraced Madison Square Garden, and he has taken over.
I mean, I love the college reference, Legs, but we should have known last year in the playoffs when Luka Doncic is not available.
Yeah, Brunson, that's what I mean. That's why I voted for him for what. Either way, the point is the Knicks are 1 win away from advancing in this series. Milwaukee is down 2-1. Giannis is banged up. Are the Knicks going to mess around and find themselves in the conference finals? 10 seconds, Legs.
I don't think so, but they're going to give any of those teams fits.
Agreed. I think the one thing I will say as we look ahead to the Bucks, Karis LeVert made it very, very difficult on Jalen in game 2. Yes, he made adjustments, but the Bucks have that kind of caliber defender.
All right, we will